The Big Call with Bruce, Thursday, January 19th, 2017. Intelligence only, transcribed by Pink Roses. Bruce says, welcome everybody to The Big Call. Good to have everybody back. 10:25, I don't know whether that's 10:25 p.m. or what, requested the call from the financial world. Wonderful that to happen, because we know we are going to be parenting with our banks all over the world. Wells Fargo, HSBC, AIIB, People's Bank of China, and other banks, agricultural and business related, also partnering with U.S. down the road. Also banks in Canada and others internationally. January 28th means a new year for China, and they are looking forward to that as a new start for them. This is the year of Jubilee, and looking forward to that also. Bruce says, where we were from Tuesday night call to now. Tuesday night we talked about is the plan for us to have this blessing prior or after the inauguration of President Trump. On Tuesday, I told you I believe the intention was to have it prior. There has been a lot of availability of funds, moving and liquid, but seems like the go switch has not released yet for the church groups, subgroups, humanitarian funding sources still waiting, particularly one funding group who has had the funds in there for 3 weeks, and the funds are still there waiting for the release. Where we thought we have this before, at the time of this call, we still do not have the go signal, meaning the 800 number for the release for us to set our appointments. I'm not sure I could say it will happen prior to the inauguration. Could something happen overnight? It could. It could be possible. President Trump needs to say his oath of office. Then things shortly thereafter happen. I believe that is the time frame we are now on. I can't tell you how quickly this all is set to go, but my understanding is one scenario that is the case. Maybe all breaks loose with the release we are looking for shortly after the swearing in of the new president. That would be wonderful. Bruce says we have waited a long time, some 12 years. This will be worth it. I have had a few ups and downs on the roller coaster. I choose not to get on the roller coaster, but to watch it from the platform. The information I am getting happening for us. What I am seeing, the liquidity going to those who had their SKRs from groups to have access to those funds. I believe it's supposed to start tomorrow and Saturday. These are the people who have been in an exchange already, maybe have seen their accounts but can't get access to their funds. That type of thing my understanding is that this is part of the shotgun start. Maybe releases the access that to those funds and the start for us to go with the toll-free number at the same time, or approximately the same time, could very well be the shotgun start we have talked about for months, maybe even years, even though I couldn't believe it could go to the end of January or even January 20th. Apparently, that is what is happening. Bruce says, some things said on the blogs, if it doesn't go by tomorrow or even tonight, we are looking at later dates in the year. That is not what I am getting. I don't believe that. I believe that we are at the end of the ride. If the possibility of something happening after tomorrow. Bruce says we are also hearing the possibility of an announcement by our new president over the weekend with the new gold standard we recently have gone to with our currency. If that occurs, we may be looking for the public to go early next week. We talked about those dates last couple of calls. Don't have time frame other than the weekend. Stand by and see what happens. See if it occurs. If it happens prior to earlier next week, for us, conceivable, we can have 2 to 3 days a head start for them to get some of the them in the system. Bruce says redemption centers are still on standby, fully staffed and ready. We need to go from standby to active status. That means they would be ready for us to come in. That needs to show up. Bruce says we are hearing also Iraq's Prime Minister Abadi is in Iraq still and is sort of waiting for the announcement to come so that he can release the dinar internationally. It has been revalued in the country. The rates have been on the screens the last 19 days. Could be, yeah, 19 days. We know where it approximately is now and where approximately is in value, but also know that Iraq has the contingent to Davos, Switzerland for the World Economic Forum. Some folks were there early in the preparation. Abadi wants to go there, but since not triggered in his country, he has to wait. His envoys went to Davos, Switzerland. Bruce says the Chinese premier did a beautiful job holding court the last couple of days, organized in an orderly fashion over there. For example, all the nations put their funds for the global climate agreement. They have done that. Guess what country was the last country as of midnight last night did not have their funds in to global currency agreement for the purpose of all up for the Paris Agreement. What country was last? Oh, that is right. It was the United States. Everybody's surprised by that since we insisted everybody sign off so that the agreement, yet our own participation wasn't until early this morning. Not surprising, I guess. That took place finally. Better late than never, right? Bruce says, I am encouraged that that took place. The adjustments were made. We kicked in $400 million for that. Other countries, far smaller, less populated than the United States, were asked to pay $500 million. Does that seem fair? No. Was it that discussed to make it fair in that Davos? Yes. Yes, it was. Sure was. They adjusted the amount so that what all the countries had to put in was based on their productivity, factoring economic ability, etc. Those adjustments were made. They are getting some things done. I'm happy about that. There is more equity and playing field being leveled, so all can participate more equally. That is going on. Bruce says concerning the inauguration There's a lot of excited built around that. Excitement, I think, instead of excited. The budget for the nomination process of the cabinet had a budget of $6 million. I heard $6.4 million. They achieved that. They achieved what they wanted to do within a 20% reduction in the budget. Those $1.2 million was returned to the U.S. Treasury by the president-elect. Good start, saving money. He is not taking his salary, by the way. Also, any foreign countries that books rooms in any of his properties in the United States and maybe internationally, I don't know, but any that book rooms, those profits from those rentals go payable to the U.S. Treasury. Bruce says, what about our national debt? It is approaching $20 trillion deficit. What is ironic is that used to sound like a lot of money. Funny, it doesn't sound like a whole lot to us that have them because the private negotiable rate is pretty high on that. I wonder if the infrastructure we're talking about, $1 trillion, and I know the new Vice President Pence was talking about that how that could be paid and be covered. We know private sector could pony that up on its head now, even blink without even blinking an eye to do that. Really, guys, in the explanation Pence gave, it wouldn't be coming from Congress, but coming from private grants. I was smiling when I heard that. We could be part of that group to help the infrastructure. So I am excited about our participation of the Big Call Project Rebuild America. Don't be discouraged about the national debt. I believe it will be whittled down. It wouldn't surprise me, however, that debt just goes away somehow. Maybe take a year or so, but it will go away. Bruce says, I'm excited where we are individually and part of the big call. The timing is close. It wasn't what we hoped last Tuesday, last week. And even today, I believe everything is ready. The funding is in place. The USN and the TRN were alive and will be put back tomorrow. I think we should enjoy the inauguration. Keep an eye on it. Our time is coming shortly, also for the public to start. Let us get excited about that. Bruce says, the drill as far as the redemption center's appointment to be about 1 hour, a call process, one number to call the center. If you have Zim, you'll get one phone number to call and set you up with a redemption center in your zip code. If you don't have Zim, you have another number to dial to take you to another redemption center that is not a Zim center. They are ready as we are. They are anxious as we are. They are excited as we are. Bruce says, remember to smile and be happy about something so life's changing and world changing as well. Big Call Project, Rebuild America, one city at a time, then the world everywhere. Find the need, meet the need, change the need. A little slogan we heard before. We can utilize that with what we plan to do. Stay positive. Look for a great event starting tomorrow through the weekend. You redeeming your currency, bonds as them, draws nigh. I'm looking forward to telling them about the projects, about everything we plan to do with our communities, health, and technology. Our opportunities are vast to make improvements and help our fellow men. Did I think we had to wait for a new administration to start? Certainly not. Indication why it happened that way? I think so. So what happens and see who our friends really are. Bruce says, I hope all enjoyed it tonight as I did. I look forward to the call. Let us believe together for this blessing to come according to the latest intel I have. That is what I am going with and have faith for. Thank you all for coming in and listening. If we get the 800 number, we would be honored to put it out on our site, thebigcall.net. If we are able to do a pre-recorded celebration call, we would put that out also. Bruce says, in the meantime, let us look forward to this change and incredible blessing. Look forward to a beautiful day tomorrow. Pray for peace and safety for all involved, including us. Thank you, everybody. Good night, everybody, and have a great night and wonderful weekend. I look forward to coming out to the other side and have a great time at the Redemption Center when I can set my appointment. I know you guys are too. Thank you, Big Call listeners. Thank you, Big Call and Bruce Hugs. And that's it. Just click below and you'll be able to go to it. I'll have the website for you. Thank you so much.